Okay. Here we are. Pokemon Ruby. Rare Pokemon. Only rares. None of that. None of those common sorts. Yeah, the colors just don't look quite right. And it's not the Retro Tink. Right? Because it's displaying fine up there, so it must be something that EVGA is doing. One of these days I'll get a better capture card. In the meantime, I am pretty much just happy to be it's a little off. And here's the thing, I don't dare color correct it because yeah. All right. Guess we're going live. All right. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, we ready to try this again. I did a little bit of grinding off screen. I just got everybody up to level 15. That seemed reasonable. Nobody's evolved, and even if they would have evolved, they probably would have stopped it and, you know, kept them on. Anyway. Pardon me one moment. I appear to have something in my eye. Apologies. Okay. You may recall that I've commented about the color on my composite capture not being so good. Well, this is being captured with S-Video. And the color's still a little off. It's not as noticeable as it was when we were playing NES games, but it is still off. And it's off only in here. On my screen, it looks completely fine. So, I might have to try another capture card. Which sucks, because these things aren't exactly cheap, but that seems to be what we might have to do to get accurate color. Let's log in. So, we've got our team of rare Pokemon. We've caught all the rare Pokemon we can up to this point. We have Maru. We have Plussachu. We have Wally. We have Bella. We have Itsy Bitsy. And I forgot to name my Mudkip. So Marshtomp can just be Marshtomp. We do have some trainers to fight down here, and I think we will indeed fight them. We could probably use the experience. Yeah, see here, everything's like a little bit greener than it ought to be. I don't know. I don't know. It's close enough. If I don't think about it, it can't hurt me. So, Plusachu here, all they learned was Helping Hand, which is a move that's only useful in double battles. So, nothing super crazy going on there. Its only damaging move so far is Quick Attack. I'm sure it learns Spark. For the life of me, I can't recall when, though. You have an Elgato? Elgato seems to be the gold standard in this realm. I had an Elgato as well. However, it was a much older model. It was a lot angrier to get working. But I might have to look at a newer Elgato. The only reason we're fighting these folks down here, right, is because we want money. What is this? Oh, political ads. Don't need that. Double Fantasy Stripped Down was good. There was a song that was reminiscent of a King Crimson song. Interesting. I'm trying to think of what song that would be. To be fair, there was Stick on it. I'm glad that they kept Tony Levin in. Ah, yeah, the Flaming Waffles, very good. Yep, they work. They're there. The flames don't look great because I drew them in poor man's Photoshop, but I think at that small size they do the job. Give me something. Crap, I'll be honest, I've already forgotten that song. My brain is like pudding sometimes, I swear. If I ever do a in-depth, it's only a minute long. Okay, well maybe that's why. If I ever do an in-depth analysis of something, I'm gonna have to take notes while I'm reviewing that, because boy, I do not trust myself to remember anything otherwise. Having had listened to, though, the Stripped Down, and, you know, comparing it to, you know, the other kind of... And there might be other Lennon songs that got this treatment, I'm guessing. But comparing it to, like, Let It Be Naked, which is kind of like the other, like, prominent, like, remove overdubs and such, like, example I can think of. I would say that, you know, like, Let It Be... I think it's more interesting than Let It Be Naked. I think with Let It Be Naked, I tend to I tend to enjoy Let It Be Naked just a little bit more than Let It Be. I think, and you know, maybe that's, you know, with the benefit of like modern mixing that they had available to them. But I think it's a little tighter. But Let It Be Stripped Down, or sorry, Double Fantasy Stripped Down doesn't quite do the same thing as Let It Be Naked. Like, it doesn't remove all like overdubbing and post-processing. It's not like turning these back into like raw demo form. There is still a fair bit that gets overlaid depending on the song and like, you know, unique instrumentation. So it is fairly different. It's actually difficult to compare. Yes, Yoko is in it, and I think Yoko makes a very good showing. She, most of the time when she appears, it's positive. There's a couple of things that she does on the album that I don't quite like. Yeah, it's got a harder sound. I think I'd have to look at when these albums came out in comparison to each other, but I believe it's true that Lennon was a big fan of Blondie before he passed, and I can kind of, I think, hear some of that influence. There's a couple of songs in there, especially one of Yoko's, like, cause like in I think Auto American, the Blondie record, I think they have a song that kind of sounds like a swinging jazz tune, and Yoko had that on this one. She probably does overshadow John on most of the records that they share together. Overshadowing is not always a good thing, right? To take, I don't know if I can agree with that. I don't know if Yoko usually has the best song. She might have the most memorable song. That's not always the best song. In addition to Maru slacking off every other turn, which is really, you know, makes this quite difficult, slack off is also in one of the slower level up groups, I think. At the very least, Skitty seems to gain experience a lot faster than slack off, so this is actually quite a difficult Pokemon to use. Now, we did learn our version of Recover. We learned Slack Off. So we do have that available to us, which is helpful. Of course, this isn't like a hardcore challenge. We're not, I don't think we're going to ban items in battle. We certainly haven't thus far, and I don't see any reason to start doing that now. You know, if we want to do a run in the future that is like more hardcore like that, we could certainly look at it, but don't see any reason to do that now. Battle all these guys to get free soda. John wanted this to be like a Bowie record. Well, it's got some good funk, like some Bowie records I've listened to. I think he's probably not too far off. There are some items here hidden in the sand. If I can find them. There's one. Which soda do I think it is? That's a good question. Do we get the little icons in this game? No, I think they maybe added that in Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. It looked like a pretty clear soda, though, I think. It might be like a Fresca. I don't know if they have Fresca in Japan, but that's kind of what I think it is. Maybe it's a Sprite. I bet they have Sprite in Japan. Do beach umbrellas look like giant flowers? I suppose here in Game Boy Advance land, they kind of do. Not sure I would say that in other circumstances, though. I'm not sure I would. Alright, once we're done on the beach here, we'll quit messing around and we'll get on with the story. We'll deliver the goods. We'll deliver the valuable goods to, who is it? Captain Stern, I believe it is. Sounds about right. Okay, you've been using Charm on me. Which route do we get the next Pokemon? I'm not sure if I know the route number, per se. It might be like Route 113. It is the route, if you look at Mauville City, where Watson is, it is the route to the west. It is the route with the daycare on it. So we'll be there quite soon. We just have to deliver the goods and rough up Team Magma a little bit. Azurill is... I'm not sure if Azurill is tanky or if Itsy Bitsy is just really weak. Might be a bit of both. I mean, Meryl is probably a little tanky. It seems I have a low attack stat. Quick attack did nothing. Itsy Bitsy is not a physical attacker, which is a problem because it's part bug, and all bug moves in this game are reliant on the physical attack stat. So Silverwind would not be a great move for Masquerain. Blizzard would probably do more. That's unfortunate. Well, it is silly. It's a little silly, but that's the way Pokemon worked back then. It wasn't until Diamond and Pearl that they split up attacks by physical and special per move, rather than by type. And I mean, it seems silly. I mean, we've had the luxury of the physical special split for nearly 20 years now. We've had it longer than we haven't, right? So, you know, the passage of time is painful. Why make a Pokemon that can't use its own moves? Excellent question. Why give Kingler Crabhammer and not make him able to use it? Oh wait, you're gonna give me the soft sand, I think. Yes, give me that. But that's been an issue in Pokemon since Gen 1. Like I said, Kingler is a Pokemon that has a really high physical attack stat, but it's a water type, so it doesn't get to take great advantage of its physical attack stat. The best moves it learns are water moves. There's other Pokemon like that. Watson is a menace? I don't know about that. He seems like an eccentric old guy. I'd probably like him. I think Watson and I could be friends. Of the gym leaders of this generation, he is probably the one I would get along with the best. As a gym? I mean, now keep in mind, Ruby and Sapphire are a little bit different. I don't know that he has a Magneton in this version. Is this the guy? No. Where's the guy? He might just have Magnemite, Electrike, and Manectric. The Magneton that they add in Emerald is quite challenging to get through. I will grant you that. Okay, see this guy who's spinning around? He'll give me a TM. He'll give me the Move Thief. So we can start stealing items from wild Pokemon. If I want infinite Sunstones, I can get them. Which, I don't really need infinite Sunstones. I might get one, though. Because, believe it or not, Gloom is a rare Pokemon. It appears at only a 5% chance. So, Vileplume and Blossom are totally valid for this run. I probably should have started with Attract, but that's okay. Oh, Oblivious! I forgot about that. I forgot about that ability. Nummel can't tell that I'm flirting with it. Alright, then. No, I didn't mean to use Sweet Scent. You got a shiny Gloom in this game. Was that in the remake, maybe? Was that in, like, Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire? Or was that in one of the, Gen 3 games? It was in the remake. Okay. That's cool. Shinies that I've gotten in Gen 3. In Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I have caught a shiny Spinda. And I've caught a shiny Silcoon in the past. I'm trying to think if I've ever caught another shiny. I caught a shiny Swinub in Fire Red. That might be it for GBA shinies. You've got the Nummel. You also got a shiny Troop. I never know how to pronounce that. Troopus? Tropus? Tropus? It's a weird one. But yeah, the big banana tree dinosaur. That's a weird Pokemon. That's a really weird Pokemon. We will not be using it in this run. It is not rare in the slightest. But one of these days we'll do a run. I'm looking at ways that we can do a randomizer on this. I've got two ways in mind that we could accomplish that. Yeah, Emerald is I think everybody's jam. I think a lot more people tune in to view Pokemon Emerald compared to Ruby and Sapphire. I think whenever there's a definitive version of a game, or, you know, a third version at least, I think that tends to be true. I think in Twitch viewership you would see the same is probably true for... you know, Crystal versus Gold and Silver. Same is probably true for Platinum versus Diamond and Pearl. Yellow is kind of the odd one out, though. Yellow is so different from Red and Blue that I don't think they're worth comparing in that way. If anything, Yellow viewership might be a little bit worse because it's so different. That's more of a gut feeling than anything else. Battle Frontier. Boy. I mean, we could. Here's what you need to know, what you probably already know about the Battle Frontier, okay? It is really, really try-hardy. It is, we'll need this if we ever want to evolve Feebas. Let's see, do you have anything? No. If you're doing the Battle Frontier, unless your experience in actually doing the Battle Frontier is different, I think you kind of have to, like, train your Pokemon properly. I think you have to, like... I don't know if you necessarily have to breed a good Pokemon. It probably wouldn't hurt. But I think you have to, like, worry about what EVs you're getting. It's really challenging stuff, the Battle Frontier. I did once... I didn't watch it all in one sitting because... I don't know, I don't hate myself. But I did once kind of skim through the speed run for, like, earning all of the symbols in the Battle Frontier. And from beginning of game to end, it can be done in like 20 hours. So at least one person has done that in one sitting, which is bonkers. Okay, you're all done giving me items. Then let's go. Let's move on. Oh, you know what? Shoot, before we even get to Watson, you know, Watson's a menace. We're gonna have to fight our rival. We're gonna have to fight May. That might be a little tricky. We don't have the best Pokemon for it. No, we really don't. We don't have anything that does super effective damage against her starter. That's a problem. That's less than ideal. Okay, you have Plusle and Minun, I seem to recall, so maybe let's put Maru out. Does Nintendo need to plug their ears again? Yeah. Yeah. In order for me to do a randomizer, or for me to do anything that isn't, you know... What I can do, and I mean... You are correct. It is more likely for a starter to be male than female. I think the split isn't quite that. It works in eighths, and I think that's because of how programming worked on the original Game Boy. So a starter has, well, of course they didn't introduce gender to Pokemon in full until Gold and Silver. Yes, 12.5%. Correct. It's a 1/8 chance for it to be female. You Googled it? Well, I knew that, because I have nothing better to do than to memorize Pokemon trivia. Well, I probably will do that for... Yeah, the randomizer. So there's two ways we can do randomizer. Nintendo, plug your ears. I can do it on an emulator. I can download an emulator, and I can modify the ROM on the computer, and I can play it that way. I'm not much of a PC gamer, and I've got a pretty loud keyboard, so I would prefer to play with a controller. So I think at a minimum, if we're going to do that, I would need to buy a dongle to plug this controller into my computer, which those can be had. I actually, you know what? I wouldn't even have to use this controller. I have such a dongle to plug in a Super Nintendo controller, right? So, you know, that shouldn't be too much of an ask. I actually don't know if that dongle works on a Mac, but it worked in Windows fine, so it's probably fine. It's probably universal. The other option I have is we could still play it on original hardware. You know, we could get one of them EverDrives or, you know, GBA flash carts. There's a couple of different ones on the market. We could modify the ROM on the computer, put it on an SD card, put it in the flash cart, stick that in the Game Boy player. And honestly, I think if we are to... If we're really concerned about drawing the ire of Nintendo, I feel like flash cart on original hardware is slightly less problematic. I think they hate it either way. I don't think there's any getting around that. And yeah, I probably shouldn't be too scared. They're not necessarily looking for me in particular. I think I'm too small a fish to be on Nintendo's radar. But these are things that I think about and that I do worry about, so it's at least worth being aware of. Alright, we are probably not doing the Trick House this run. There are no rare Pokemon to catch in there. So, let's just go. I don't remember what Pokemon you have. Maybe you have a Gulpin? Do you have a Gulpin? You look like a kid who caught a Gulpin. Yeah, you found some cool Pokemon in the grass around here, like Gulpin. I like Gulpin. Poochyena. I'm not sure if that's actually available in the grass around here. I think you might have brought that one from home. Aaron. Definitely didn't catch that over here. Itsy Bitsy is our best tool to get rid of that. It's steel and rock, and the bubble will do something to the rock portion. He keeps using Harden, but it's not gonna do anything. Because I'm gonna keep using Bubble. Headbutt might hurt a little bit. We made it, though. Alright, Gulpin? No, Electrike. Why do I think you have a Gulpin? Why don't you have a Gulpin? Gulpin's cool. We haven't used Marshtomp yet today. We should probably send him out. Make sure he's still okay. While I was training, I didn't find any shinies. I did find another Plusle, and I was going to catch it, just because it's like, well, that's a rare Pokemon, and we found it. I should catch it. But I accidentally knocked it out. Oops. Alright, we are going to go back and heal. we're gonna go back and heal. Now, I don't, so... I haven't gotten... No, I didn't go back to get the second sloth Pokemon yet. I might subject you to that pain. You might have to suffer with me. No, I still only have the one. So May at this point is going to have 3 Pokemon. She's going to have her evolved starter. She's going to have Grovyle. And then she's going to have a water Pokemon and a fire Pokemon. So I think this changes between Emerald and Ruby Sapphire. Maybe it doesn't. I think she has a Numel. And I think she has Wailmer? She might have a Wingull. Anyway, I'm going to kind of bank on her starting with Numel. I don't remember what she starts with, and that's okay. We are going to save, however. Ah, you started with Wailmer. Well, I did that backwards. Okay, well, let's hit you with a Sweet Scent, and then maybe I'll switch into Maru. I did the Sweet Scent so that Maru's move, Cut, is more likely to hit. Ooh. Rollout missed. That's fortuitous. Oh wait, you know Rollout. I should probably use Yawn on you. Oh! Okay, that was a critical hit. Ah, dang. Sorry, Maru. Okay, Plusachu doesn't know any great attacks yet, but we can use Thunder Wave. I might need to swap Plusachu out, though. We might need to use Thunder Wave on Grovyle as well. So, let's send Bella out. Thankfully, May doesn't have very good AI. She's just using Splash. How is Bella? You know, she's been very affectionate. I went grocery shopping today, and as soon as I got back, I sat down to rest, and she just plopped herself on the arm of my easy chair. Got right up in my business and hung out next to me. Okay, I'm not gonna switch into Itsy Bitsy because if Wailmer does use Rollout, which is a rock-type move, that will be devastating. It was paralyzed, so it didn't matter, but we didn't know that. There's Numel. Okay. Let's go back into the spider. And I bet she chose that, even though I don't think Numel even knows Magnitude at this level. She probably saw, well, this is a ground type, and that's an electric type on the field, so that just makes sense. Oh, a burn? Sick burn. Burn only lowers physical attack. It has no bearing on my special attack. Which... don't know, maybe... Oh, no! That's unfortunate. Well, then I guess we'll send you out and do quick attack. Plus a Chew, the MVP of this battle. There's our little mascot. Oh, we're a little under-leveled for this battle. Grovile's level 20. Marshtomp is not that level. Huh. Okay. I'm using Growl intentionally to make Grovile's quick attack less powerful. Surely she's not coded to use Pursuit when I'm on low health. No, that's just chance. That's just random. Okay. Oh, interesting. Her Grovile is still a male. Well then. Let's be completely unfair then. Let's have Paralyze and Attract acting at once so that they'll never be able to attack. Critical hit's okay. You broke through both of them. We made it! We did it! Go Bella! Another reward. There's the item finder. No such luck. When do we fight Wally again? Very soon. Very soon we fight him again. He'll be in the next town. Free Great Ball. Nice. Can't escape. Boy, I might have some trouble against Watson after all here. Well, the good news is we do need to catch another rare Pokemon. So we'll be able to kind of grind and train while we're looking for it. So I am told. I mean, if my starter is not even level 20, and Maze was, that sure seems like it's problematic. Well, I believe company has arrived. It might be a shorter stream tonight, so I can greet our guests. I know the wife said she doesn't particularly care, but I do want to make a effort. I think this guy just has C-Dot and Lombre, potentially. Yeah, sure enough. Not sure if it's raining or snowing outside, and I'm a little scared to confirm which it is. Might be frozen rain. Might be kind of that awkward in-between. Ooh, absorb. Double effective. Oh, is ground not good against grass? I kind of forgot about that. It says rain, okay. We are getting to that point where it could be snowing. And I know in parts of the country near me it has snowed recently. Sounds like they're getting the grand tour. They might pop their head in here, I'm not sure. Eight inches? Yeah, it could be. I don't know how much it's been snowing in our kind of nearbys, but I know it has. I've got some fancy gloves that I'm quite happy with. You can get pretty fancy with your fancy gloves. Okay, we're just gonna put Marshtomp up front so that we can... They're heated? What? What? Heated gloves. Are they like USB rechargeable? Like, what madness is this? Okay, now which one of the bugs are we going for? Volbeat. We need Volbeat. 1%. We're far more likely to find its cohort Illamuse, or Illamuse, or however it's said. For right now, we're just gonna hop right in here. And we're gonna start... Let's see. Oh, who do I train? You're gonna be useless in the gym. The rest of you will be okay. I guess we start training Wally. Start training Wally for the fight with Wally. They have batteries that you plug in. The plug is more like the round bit with computer... No, I'm not sure what you mean. But they have little batteries. Okay. Well, those are some pretty fancy gloves. Alright, so that's the one we don't want. That's the blue one. We want the red one. I'll leave it up to you. Okay, so that is USB. That's USB-C specifically, I think. Yeah, the elongated oval. That makes sense. No, it's round. Like it's a circle? Then I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with a computer port that's a circle that's still in use in 2024. I'm gonna ask you to forgive me. I'm going to, since we're kind of grinding, I'm gonna turn the battle animations off so that this loads a smidge faster. If that was an unacceptable crime, let me know. I'll turn it back on, and we can suffer together, like a family. Yeah, you probably should remind me. I do want it for trainer battles, I think. Roselia might be considered a rare Pokemon to some because it's technically a version exclusive. It doesn't exist in Emerald, it's only in Ruby and Sapphire. But that is not rare enough for our purposes. We will not be catching this. Sounds like our guest has joined the Wi-Fi. My phone's yelling at me, saying that there's a new connection. Okay, yeah. Drop it in the Discord or something. It's very peculiar. Ooh, Zigzagoon with an Oranberry. That's only a 5% chance. That makes that a pretty rare Zigzagoon. Unfortunately, for our purposes, we're not catching that. Guess we'll send out Maru. His stats aren't too impressive yet, but if I think he evolves as well pretty soon. I think I'm hoping it's level 18. Oh, he got me with a headbutt flinch, so that's no good. That hardly seems fair. Alright, well then we'll put the spider out. 18 sounds right. Yeah, it's either 18 or 20. It's definitely not 16. And I don't think it's 22, because I'm pretty sure slacking is 36. Maybe it's like 34. But it's kind of in that range. Our guest is slightly allergic to cats, which you might imagine is a problem since we have an cat. But that's okay. They were aware of that when they came. Oh my gosh, quick attack is doing nothing. My physical attack is so weak. Yeah, I'm sure we've got plenty of non-brand name Zyrtec and Claritin and stuff to give them. Heck, it's nighttime. Could do Benadryl. Make him sleepy. This is actually a really poor training spot for Itsy Bitsy because there's Meryl, who resists Bubble. There's Oddish, who resists Bubble. There's Roselia, who resists Bubble. It's kind of not ideal. Yes, but I don't want to discuss that sort of topic on stream, so I will defer for the moment. How are we doing? Not brilliantly. Guess we could put Bella out in front. No, that's the wrong one again. Oh, Charm? Oh, that's cruel. Charm is like Growl, but it's actually good. Oh, man. Kind of have to swap out to be able to do damage to it. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. I don't currently. I could go back to Rustboro City at any point and go get the item at this point. It's probably not super useful yet because, remember, it'll cut experience in half. So yes, it's useful because it means I don't have to swap train. There is definite benefit to that. Right? But I don't think there's anybody who I need to necessarily, like, super give it to right now. We'll be back in that neck of the woods anyway to fight Norman eventually, so that's probably when we would backtrack. Well, that was mighty effective. 4 hits. So double slap is kind of a bad move, right? It's only 85% accurate. And if it only hits 2 times, that does less than, like, tackle. But if it hits 3 times or more, which statistically it is most likely to hit 3 times or more than it is to only hit 2, it'll do more than tackle would have. Keep in mind that in this game, tackle is a base 35 power move, not a base, 50 move that I think they made it in later gens? And also tackle has a 5% chance to miss, another thing they got rid of in later gens. Double slap is really bad to use against Roselia because Roselia has the poison point ability. Moot point though, Bella's poisoned anyway. The way Poison Point works is that anytime a contact move lands, it has a chance to poison. And the game has sort of a list somewhere that it says, there's like a flag that says, okay, does this move make contact? Tackle, double slap, karate chop, those kind of things make contact. And for a move like double slap, each slap rolls that die. Each slap has the chance to poison Bella, which is really, really not great. Yep, you can see here, I'm poisoned, and if we run around for long enough... Yep, Bella fainted. Hardcore poison rules in this generation. Yeah, I think they removed that entirely in the newest generation of games, and even a while back, I think they nerfed it to where it would, like, bring your Pokemon down to 1 health, and then it would, like, heal itself from poison, or at least it wouldn't take damage walking around. It might just faint as soon as you send it into battle. I don't quite remember. New Pokemon is, well, it's newfangled. I think Wally is one level away from evolving into Kirlia. So that'll be beneficial for the battles ahead. Is this the battle we evolve? No. We need like 2 more. Well, if I realized our guest had was going to appear, I would have started streaming earlier. I thought they might not be arriving until 9:30 my time. They have exceeded that. Okay, so you fainted. That's unfortunate. Send the spider out. I think the spider evolves at like level 22 or 23. Memory serves. Somewhere around there. I don't think it's 25. Let's hope he doesn't use Headbutt, because that'll be absolutely devastating. Alright, well, Sand Attack isn't great either, dude. Come on. We'll let Maru finish you off. Quick Claw did not activate. Come on, Red Firefly. Red Firefly. Nope. We'll send Marshtomp out. Oh. Right, you know Absorb. That was a bad idea. Yikes. After Gen 5, so Gen 6 and onwards. Okay. Well, and this game's just full of outdated mechanics, isn't it? Legendaries faint if you... Legendaries disappear if you KO them. persistent poison. No physical special split. It's 2D. There is no third dimension. Gen 5 onward. Oh, okay, so they quit it in black and white. Interesting, interesting. You know, growing up, I always wanted, like, a full-on 3D Pokemon game, right? I wanted something like Pokemon Stadium for the N64, but as a, you know, proper Pokemon game. And, you know, we ostensibly finally have that, but I don't know. Now that we have it, it doesn't feel so... It doesn't feel like it's everything I ever wanted. Maybe we were wrong. And maybe the 2D sprite life is where we truly belong. Okay, you must have used Growl a couple of times, because I am not doing any damage to you anymore. Oh, come on! Flinching poor Slackoth is just cruel. He's gonna nap the next turn anyway. Good. Red Firefly. Nope, you're the blue one. One day, for reasons I don't recall, I was trying to play through one of these games. Oh, I think it was for Pokeball breeding. Yes, so in most Pokemon games where there is breeding, if you breed the Pokemon, the resulting Pokemon is going to appear in a regular, good old-fashioned Pokeball. But eventually, they did add the ability to pass down the Pokeball through breeding. And at the time that I was looking into this, the Pokeball was determined by the mother. So I went through the game trying to kind of get a bunch of female Pokemon in unique Pokeballs. And I came to this route, and I was looking for Volbeat. I was getting real frustrated, because I couldn't find any female Volbeat. What I didn't realize is that Volbeat and Illumise are the same species. They're the same, they're from the same line. Illumise is the female component of it, and Volbeat is the male component. So if Illumise is in the daycare, it can lay eggs that can hatch into either Illumise or Volbeat. I didn't realize that at the time, so I was never going to find a female Volbeat. Just wasn't going to happen. Alright, I have not been counting how many times it's used Moonlight. It's been enough to annoy me. The good news is it only knows, it only has 5 power points for that move. So it's not too bad. Thank goodness. Still no spark. Assist! This is Skitty's signature move. Attacks randomly with one of the partner's moves. I think we'll be getting rid of Growl. It's such a dumb, gimmicky move. And I think there's some glitches that can maybe occur with Assist in this gen, potentially. I haven't read up on it in a while. But yeah, here we've got a Meryl. And so I'll use Assist. And it means, oh, I used Quick Attack. That's actually really good. Let's use it again. It's Mudshot. It's kind of like a more reliable metronome. Ah, confusion. We're borrowing from routes. You could say that Skitty won that through the power of friendship. And I would say that. And that's why I did say that. Boy, did some fool say that he was gonna beat Norman today? That ain't happening. We will be lucky to beat Watson today, I think. Now, granted, I would be finding Volbeat much faster if I was just running away from each encounter, but we kind of need to level up to face the gym anyway, so yeah. This needs to happen as far as I'm concerned. Bella may be our MVP, which is only appropriate. Ah, Thunder Wave. Nice. I find no issue with that. Just don't use Helping Hand. Or Thunder Wave a second time in a row. Come on. Come on, Bella. Get it together. Oh, I can use Slack Off? Heck yeah. That Absorb is kind of nasty. Cut's good. Alright, let's see if Bella can do it. No. Growl. That's too bad. Oh, oh. Come on. Take Confusion. No. Alright, we stared at each other. No, not Growl again. Come on. Mud Slap. Okay, well that's not useless. Ah, but it was too little. Let's change to Maru. Maybe since Rosalia's paralyzed, I'll go first. Nice! We did. No. Well, right, because last time we were still talking about that restaurant to another world that I found really disappointing. No, I haven't watched anything new since that time. No, I spent my time listening to that John Lennon record I was discussing earlier. I actually don't want Bella up in front right now. I want Wally up in front. because you will evolve soon. I put some hi-fi related gear on my Christmas list this year. Maybe I'll, if I'm a good boy, I'll get some of it. Okay, I think Wally has to knock out like 2 more Pokemon. It's kind of tough because Wally's frail. But Rosalia is part poison, so maybe we can do it. I believe growth raises attack and special attack in later generations. Or perhaps it sharply raises the special stat. I think it was buffed. It does not do that here. Wait, what? I thought you evolved at level 18. Do you evolve at level 20? Oh, I didn't realize. Huh. Okay. My mistake. My mistake. Shows how often I use a routes. Well, I think Maru would be the best one to throw out there. Get a nice cut in. Might be able to knock it out. Ah, so close. Alright, as long as Absorb doesn't wreck me next turn, we win. Oh, I should have used Scratch! This has a 5% chance to miss. Oh, but it didn't miss. Fantastic. Okay, so if Wally's out... that's okay. We are looking for Volbeat. We're looking for the red compatriot of this. That is what we are trying to catch right now. And once we catch it, we can beat up Wally and look Watson straight in the eye and say, "You scare me, sir, but I'm gonna fight you anyway." And he'll laugh about it, because he laughs about everything. Okay, I think that's at least the second charm we've taken. My attack has been lowered by 4 stages. That's no good. We are going to catch every rare Pokemon. Every 5% chance or less. We might not use them all, but we are going to catch them all. I don't know that we're going to use Volbeat. But I want a Pokedex that only has the rarest Pokemon available. And, you know, come to think of it, I actually don't need to catch a second Slackoth. Since Mudkip is a starter, I can just teach it Surf. So yeah, my Pokedex will only have the rarest Pokemon. No, I'm not a villain. It's fine. Lots of people only want to catch rare Pokemon. I'm not gonna sell the rare Pokemon, I'm gonna keep them. I'll keep them on a shelf for everybody to enjoy. The evolved form of that at least learns Intimidate. The evolved form of what? Lanoon doesn't have Intimidate. Delcatty doesn't have... Oh, Masquerain. Yes, yes it does. I think by default, I think it does have Intimidate. Which is kind of a neat little detail, right? It's like a nature thing. You know, butterflies have patterns on them that are supposed to ward off predators. And that's kind of what the Intimidate was going for with Masquerain. It's kind of neat. I quite like that. I have not watched Rusty quite yet. Ah, stop using Moonlight. Stop singing Memories. All Alone in the Moonlight. And here's the darn thing, Illumise, like, this is one of the Pokemon on this route that gives good experience, so it's like, I can't just, like, not knock these out. These are, like, vital. I'm shocked it hasn't learned Spark yet, but surely that must be happening soon. I don't have a time as far as how late we're going, but basically when we beat Watson, we'll be done tonight. Learn Spark, please, please, please. No? You're kidding me. That's brutal. That is so brutal. I intend to stream on Tuesday. I will say, that is one really nice thing about modern Pokemon games, is that Pokemon learn moves more frequently, and they learn, like, moves that are of their type a lot sooner. This guy's level 18 and hasn't learned an electric attack yet. That is ridiculous. I don't think that would fly in modern Pokemon. That's an example of a change that I'm really, you know, quite happy that they made. Okay, Absorb, that was a little rough. As long as you... Okay, we're good. Tackle miss. It's nice when the opponent is affected by it. All too often, it's just me. Alright, that's one Moonlight. That's two. I'd rather you use it now than when your health gets really low, so by all means, spam it now. That's three. Use it again. Okay, he didn't. Or she didn't, rather. No, we don't do politics on this channel. If you want your politics, go to the go listen to the Marxist Clover podcast. That's where you can get your politics and anime reviews, all lumped into one. Headbutt, that hurts, but we are faster. That is the really nice thing about Surskit, is that it's quite fast. Ah, Sand Attack already ruining my day. Come on, dude. Maru comes in to clean up after the other Pokemon faint, pretty much. That's fine. That's how they'd be. That's how they do. Water Gun. Bad choice. Bad choice. Slack Off. Poor choice. Not useful right now. Quick Attack was good, though. Did a lot of damage. Thunder Wave's always welcome. You know, unless they're already paralyzed. Then they're not so welcome. Sweet Scent, you know, that's fine. Makes Double Slap more likely to hit. And I'm not going to get poisoned at this point, so might as well use it. Sorry, my phone is buzzing. Unprofessional streamer. Just opening my phone so I can get it to stop buzzing. Unfortunately, I don't think I can turn off my phone for streams. Oh, well, there goes Bella. Alright, let's see if Maru can save the day. Get up to level 17. Yeah, probably. I think so. Now this feels more like a classic rare Pokemon hunt. We've been looking for about 30 minutes, and we haven't found it. I think we got lucky with some of those other searches. Also, we weren't fighting the Pokemon, right? So that certainly made it go faster. Do not flinch. Oh my gosh. Alright, Marshtomp, get in there. Can we touch the other grass on this route? Yeah, we can get a change of scenery. I'm okay with that. Oh, what? Mud Shot missed. Well, then just Water Gun. Maybe, yeah, maybe this grass isn't very lucky. Maybe that's the problem. I think you're right. I think the Volbeat must be in the other patch of grass. We might have to fight a trainer or two to get to that other grass. We'll see how sneaky we can be. Go. Come on, Volbeat. No, it's not Volbeat. Oh, Bella's in front again. Okay. I was kind of hoping Wally was out here. Bella used Yawn. Hey, Bella used Confusion. Very good. Water Gun's not a good choice, Bella. Mudshot's pretty good, though. Let's stick Wallace up here. That seems weird, actually. Your rival's name is Wally, and at least in Emerald, the 8th gym leader that they put in... No, in this game. In this game, the 8th gym leader, and in Emerald, the champion, is called Wallace. Those names are awfully similar. I wonder how different the characters' names are in Japanese. I doubt there's a weird connection like that in Japanese. It's up to you. I'd be interested to learn. Oh, I kind of forgot we had teleport. We could have been getting back to the Pokemon Center so much faster. I'm not sure. I mean, kind of. My Japanese ain't so great, but I don't think the fact that they share the mi consonant would be enough to connect them. I'm not sure that would be of enough relevance. Yeah, the first character is the same. Yeah, I'm not sure that's relevant. If we do get all of these Pokemon up to level 20, I will stop grinding, and I will simply search for Volbeat at that point. No need for us to get too jacked. I mean, I guess I should ask the fine folks out there, are there any Volbeat fans? You know, should we be swapping out one of the Pokemon in our party for Volbeat? I am referring to the Pokemon Volbeat, not the band of the same name. It is a bug type that doesn't evolve. We already have a bug type on our team. We've got Itsy Bitsy. We can name them Voltron. I can do that. I'm super chill with that. I think of the two rare bugs, I think I'd rather use Surskit. I think Surskit's more interesting. Perhaps if we were doing one of those mono-type runs that are also fairly popular, right? Maybe we would want to use Volbeat, maybe just so we have enough bugs to use. Out of quick attack. See, that's what happens when this dang thing uses Charm on you. It, never Monobug in this gen? Why do you say that? What makes it so bad in this gen in particular? I mean, you do eventually get access to Heracross and Pinsir, and those are great Pokemon. I mean, bugs aren't great. I mean, that is kind of what makes it challenging, right? Is that they're kind of a weaker type. You know, sometimes you don't do the things that we do because they are easy. We do them because they are hard. Eek, sand attack. And growl? That's rude. Well, I guess the growl was just an insult. Boy, nobody's gonna get any experience from this one. If we were to do a mono bug type, it would basically mean that Surskit would be our starter, which is actually an interesting thing, right? So, like, if Surskit's our starter, who do we get the rival to use? I mean, I think ultimately it would be Torchic, because even though we would have the advantage in the short game, Masquerain is a bug flying type. It loses its water typing. So it would be weak to... It would be weak to that. But Surskit would have a little bit of an advantage in the early game because it would start with Bubble. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Sometimes we have to use broad definitions of the word interesting around here. Come on, Volbeat. No! Incorrect. Surskit can't do any damage to you. I mean, neither can Plusachu. You've used all your quick attack. Yeah, we'll have to heal pretty soon. Alright, Itsy Bitsy leveled up. Yeah, let's teleport back, shall we? There we go. Much faster than walking. It's just a Zigzagoon. I think Itsy Bitsy can nearly knock out Zigzagoon in 3 hits. I think if I had gotten a higher damage roll, it would have. We'll alternate between these two patches of grass. Oh, this Zigzagoon has a much higher special defense. Only doing a quarter. I think it's the same level. No, we're not dealing with that. We're not equipped to. Oh, nice. 1 hit. Very good. Come on, little red firefly. Come on, little red firefly. Nope. Maybe it was scared away by my singing. Well, in what way is Emerald better? In what way would Emerald be better for this? Oh, it performs better? It's more popular. Well, I didn't think of that when I picked this. That's the truth. That thought only occurred to me today during stream. And I mean, you know how the squirrel brain works. I don't always complete things, so you know, I would like to make some headway into this silly run, but if there's an overall lack of interest, you know, we'll switch to something else. I am movable. No, Moonlight was the thing I didn't want you to use. Jeez. Use Yawn. Put that thing to sleep. No, not Charm. Attack is the only thing that friggin' Maru has going for it. Your charms have no effect on me, Firefly. I'm a special attacker. Let's see if we can knock it out. Sweet! Wally was poisoned. Synchronize didn't work. Because poison Pokemon can't be poisoned. But interestingly, electric Pokemon can be paralyzed in this generation. I found that out while grinding. There were some Pokemon that were using Thunder Wave on routes that were electric Pokemon, and yeah, they were getting paralyzed back. Oh, come on, dude, stop that. Of course, fire Pokemon can't be burned, steel Pokemon can't be poisoned either. Anything else? I think that's it. I'm not sure if ice Pokemon have a resistance to being frozen. I don't think so. Don't think that's how that works. We'll go to the secret grass. Secret grass failed me. I think we should just switch to Wally, honestly. Stop using Moonlight. You're confused. You're supposed to hit yourself in the confusion. Bug says no. Sassy little ladybug says no. Itsy Bitsy can't do anything about that either. Wally can. But we're getting to the point where we'll have to stop training Wally. It's almost level 20. It's almost gonna evolve. Will you stop being paralyzed? Thank you. This is good. And that's level 14. It's a level higher than most Ziggs. Most Ziggies. Alright, if Bubble misses, we're gonna have to switch Pokemon. But it's not missing so far. We're somehow fighting through the sand attack. Yeah, there it goes. I'll swap in Maru. Have him clean up. Or her, rather. Water Sport. Gosh, that is not a very great attack. No luck. Well, I'll be honest, I thought we would have caught this thing by now, but I think we're getting some not terrible luck, but I think we're getting some not great luck. There's Spark finally. I think at this point we're just gonna run back and forth until we get it. I am not going to grind. I want to accomplish something before we end stream, and I don't think it's going to be defeating Watson, unfortunately. But I want to catch this darn Pokemon. If we can do that, we'll have made progress. See if we can find it in the next 5 minutes. Well, I came up with the challenge, so it's my fault for coming up with it. I appreciate you attempting to burden some of the blame, but this was ultimately my idea. And I would be more chill about it if there wasn't company that I had to greet. So it's kind of a number of bad factors. It's a difficult, you know, it's difficult for something that only has a 1% chance of happening. It's difficult for that to happen. And yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else to say. The wrong bug. Where is your brother? Show me. Why are male firefly populations down? Tell me. Oh, Meryl. Well, you know, might as well. Super effective. What is my least favorite starter? What is my least favorite starter? Now, keep in mind that I don't have experience using every single starter. No, we like Chikorita in this household. Chikorita is a good girl. Well, you know, hate me for it. I've never used it, so, you know, not, you know, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think Poplio is probably one of lower on the list. I don't know if I can say it's my least favorite, but it's probably definitely bottom half of my list. See, that's such a loaded question, you know, because, like, every starter is going to be somebody's favorite. Like, what a terrible thing. It's like asking somebody, hey, what thing that I love do you hate? Is that the middle evolution? Well, see, I'm so unfamiliar with it, I don't even know the base form. It has great typing. That's cool. Because it's part fairy, isn't it? I believe that's true. That's neat. That's fun. You know, you gave the Pokemon, right? You gave it some neat types, a new type that hasn't existed yet. Oh man. This is brutal. This is rough. Well, I'm trying to remember what the Gen 5 starters are. There's the grass snake. And what are the fire and water? Tepig. Oh, is Froakie Gen 5? Is that what that is? I've never really... Oh, Oshawott. Oshawott. Which turns into the weird walrus-looking thing. I will... Oh, that's the next gen. Okay. I don't love Oshawott's design either, to be perfectly honest. I think its final evolution looks aight, but as a base form starter, I'm not in love with its design. Hey! Volbeat! There we go. Okay. First things first, we're going to paralyze this thing. You know Confuse Ray, do you? And you know Moonlight. So you'll be... Oh, and you know Double Team? What? Yeah, but I like Snivy's design. I can't speak to how good the Pokemon is, but I like its design. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna try and catch it. I know this makes no difference, but it makes me feel better. Yeah! Volbeat. With the arrival of night, Volbeat emits light from its tail. It communicates with others by adjusting the intensity and flashing of its light. This Pokemon is attracted by the sweet aroma of Illumise. You shall be Voltron. Well, I don't have a thought because I avoided information about Cyndaquil's type change upon evolution, so much so that I still don't know it. And don't tell me. Don't tell me what it is, because I think we probably will revisit that game sooner rather than later. So I don't know. I think it's interesting that they gave Final Evolution's alternate types for sort of that era / region. I think that's kind of nifty. Okay. Let's curb stomp Wally. And that's where we'll call it. We're not gonna fight Watson today. No, I didn't. I sure didn't. But it doesn't matter. Spark was a one-hit KO against Wally. If Wally can't beat plus a Chew, Wally can't beat Watson. I will turn that back on first thing. Why don't you come visit us in Verdanturf? Alright, let's turn that back on so it's on for next time. Let's save the game. Pokedex is up to 8. Okay. We did it. And we're gonna have to call it there tonight. I gotta go. But hey, I thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. I intend to stream again on Tuesday. I don't know if it'll be this. It might be something else. We'll kind of figure out what the winds are telling me. Alright. You all take care. Have a lovely evening. So long. Okay, no straggler comments. Nope.